Merry Christmas, everybody, and welcome back to another Armored Warfare replay. I am your host, Bjorn, and this is a global operation an accidental global operation in my IS-7. The game turned out actually fairly well, probably as good as it's going to get for an IS-7 replay. And I'm going to throw you some history here about the IS-7. The IS-7 was actually under project code Object 260. The designer is Nikolai Venerovich Sasashimurin. I probably butchered that. Don't be surprised. He had a hand in the design of the IS-2. At the time, the IS-7 would be considered one of the most technologically advanced heavy tanks in the world. It was first shown in December 1945 at factory number 100 in Leningrad as a full-scale wooden mock-up. It is armed with a stabilized, yes, I said stabilized, 130 millimeter S-70 cannon. The S-70 is derived from a naval gun and was 54 calibers long. So as you can see, it's quite a long gun here. Said to be able to pen armor, 163 millimeters of armor at 2,000 meters. The gun was loaded by a conveyor system cranked and operated by a loader. A lot of people has a misconception about the vehicle having an auto loader. That is definitely not the case. It was an assisted loader system. The armor is familiar to the IS-7. It is thick and it is sloped. As you can see, it's got a pike nose. The front of the turret is rounded, although as you can see, the turret is elongated, and that has to do with the ammo and the conveyor system. The armor was said to be able to withstand the 128 millimeter of a Jagdtiger. At the time, that was actually very unique. Most vehicles could not withstand the 128 millimeter gun from a Jagdtiger. It was powered by an M50T 12-cylinder diesel engine rated at 1,050 horsepower, which then would go into a 8-speed gearbox. The M50T is derived from a naval engine. As you can see, there's a lot of naval involved here. The gun, the engine, if I recall, even the optics. The IS-7 could reach a top speed of 33 miles per hour on a road. That was actually pretty good for the time. The first prototype caught on fire due to a plastic-lined canvas fuel tanks, which would be deleted on later models. However, the test drivers were very fond of how the IS-7 handled. But it would lose out. IS-7 would lose out in the end to its successor, IS-8, also known as T-10. The last surviving IS-7 was built in 1984, survives at Kubinka Tank Museum. In Armored Warfare, it is a Tier 4 premium main battle tank, although even comparing to other Tier 4 premium main battle tanks, other Tier 4 main battle tanks, it is truly a heavy tank at roughly 68 tons.
Snowflake's team has picked up a decoration.
However, this vehicle has a lot of downfalls, even at its tier. One of the primary ones being is shaped ammo, which you keep hearing me being shot at. Pretty much everybody would shoot me with shaped charge ammo, heat rounds. Okay, unfortunately I died here, but I will get a respawn. Already have 2 kills, so I'll be getting back into battle here very shortly. My team is doing pretty well right now, and we're just going to keep this going. Would I recommend this vehicle? No. And here's why. While the 130 millimeter gun is a very powerful gun, it's probably one of the most powerful at its, well, it probably is the most powerful at its tier. It fires AP and it fires HE ammunition. Both rounds are very good. But the real true downfall of this gun is, this tank is, its maneuverability is poor, to say the least. And I mean that's really it. That's really a big thing about it. Now I am bouncing some AP ammunition here off my turret, which it does do good at that, unless I get shot in the lower glacis. But as long as I get shot head on the pike nose, and that's the one trick, you don't angle this tank. You want to keep that pike pointing straight at a player's gun.
Your rivals brought a decoration.
The big problem with this tank is, while the turret traverse isn't bad, the hull traverse is absolutely abysmal, and it does maneuver around very well.
Take this decoration to the tree.
While I say it's a good collector's item, I would not say by any stretch of the imagination that it is a good tank. It's just not. It's just not mobile. It can be very difficult to drive, especially with the pike nose. Side scraping is pretty well out of the question due to the high penetration of the guns that it will face up against. The gun depression is absolutely abysmal, which you're pretty well used to with Soviet vehicles, but this probably excels at how abysmal the gun depression is more than normal.
The decorations on the tree. Good job.
So we're just going to keep going here. What this is a special Christmas event going on in Armored Warfare right now. It's a,
Decorations on
I guess it's sort of like Global Ops, if you want to consider it anything. But it's different, even different from Global Ops. It's something I've been mucking with, and it's kind of fun, but it's, yeah. It's fun to mess with. All right, so my teammates are capturing the last present there. I ended up going to the wrong side. I thought the next present would be deploying on this side. However, I was incorrect. So I'm going to try as fast as I can to get on the other side of the field here and get it back in the fight.
Thank you for helping.
And there we go.
What a wonderful.
That's the end of the battle.
The decorations on the tree. Good job.
So here we go. Let's go over the results. So it came out to 4,845 damage, and I got 3 enemies killed. Not bad. I only got destroyed once myself. It does make actually decent credits, but you know, tier 4 premium once again that I literally accidentally grabbed. And I came out top damage on my team. However, I really wouldn't be the top damage overall, as the top 4 guys on the enemy team actually out damaged me, which gives you very good proof and reasoning that when it comes to Global Ops and a Global Ops type matchup, playing the objectives, it tends to be more important than actually killing enemies, especially in a scenario where you can get respawns. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this replay and hope you enjoyed a little bit of the history about the IS-7 that I gave you. There's definitely a lot more there to learn about the IS-7. However, I pretty much gave you as much information as I could, or as I felt I could, in this short video. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and I hope everybody has a happy and safe Christmas. And I will see you all again next time.